Good.
Not much left in Feldgrau for you to explore at this point. You've managed to survive most of what this twisted town has thrown at you. And the last battle you fought was with a couple of cultists and their skeletons. You were hoping to find some more intel or maybe supplies at the glass blower's shop, which you had known was overrun with undead, but you decided to shake it down anyways. And as it turns out, there was very little for you to find here, except for a few vials of acid. Was rather disappointing. So there is not much left. Only the armory, which is said to be the haunt of a powerful undead creature of some kind, and the watchtower itself, where the mastermind of this operation is said to have set up headquarters. Where are we going first?
Well, first I think we're going to take a rest.
Yeah, it was long overdue.
Go back to the Prince Wolf hideout and
And let's hope
camp out for the night.
Yeah, let's hope they have good food and not people.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. Right. So, while you still see plenty of undead roaming the streets and hear them around every corner, you've thinned out the patrols enough so that you can make it safely to the Princess Wolf's hideout and set up camp for the night. All right. Well, or at least for what's left of the night, because the sun is already climbing over the horizon when you get there, or slowly making its way over the horizon. And your rest is actually taking the better part of the next day.
It's fine.
So I think that will be Fire Day. Did anybody keep track of the days?
No.
Okay.
Not really.
Of course not.
Yeah,
Time is an illusion.
Yeah.
In Fantasy Grounds, I have a special tool for that.
I use a calendar, but I sometimes worry that I'm not keeping track correctly. But I think I have. I think this has all been one very long day in Feldgrau.
Well, yeah, when we first arrived, it was one day to roll about the city and kill everything inside that is not already that's not living, but moves.
Yeah. So after this very long day, you finally catch some rest, and the next morning you wake up on Fire Day, the 8th of Chthona, in the year 4711, in the town of Feldgrau, or at least what's left of it.
Yep.
It is sometime before noon, but it's a foggy day outside, overcast, little sunlight actually piercing the thick clouds, so it's all sort of hazy and kind of a twilight out there, fitting the mood that Feldgrau radiates.
I think
so.
Well, yeah, I think when we first wake up and have a breakfast, Dr. Aroden will take some his buddies to task, because when he wakes up he asks, like, oh my god, I mean, I had a horrible dream, like I tore a throat of some poor woman with my bare hands. Can you, somebody, can you please clear this up for me?
You did what?
You
You had a-
kinda did that when your razor didn't work.
Oh, that. Yeah. Oh no, that actually happened.
And you didn't think to stop me?
I think we were all in a sort of bad mood, haze. I don't know
A
how
bit
to
of a
call it.
situation.
Like, what the hell?
I mean, she wasn't being very helpful.
I mean, and Arronax is a little bit perplexed about all this situation, and like, but what? Oh my god! I think so all those things when. No. This can't be right. I, okay. In that case, please, I would have you to give me one small favor. If at any point you think that I suddenly feel somewhat erratic, you please just tell me, okay?
Okay.
Oh, thank you. All right. So. Oh my. And he is, sits down a little bit and like asks the werewolves like, gentlemen, do you have by any chance something very strong to drink?
And they pass you a bottle of something alcoholic smelling.
Mm-hmm. And like Aronax takes one courageous gulp from it.
Hmm.
Okay.
It's a Varisian fruit brandy of some kind, high alcohol, but kind of aromatic. Tastes a little bit like pear,
Mm-hmm. And I
but
will,
strong.
yeah. By the way, out of character now, while we are resting, I still have one cure serious wounds extract. I can give it out to someone who is needed. Emaírel.
Well, if no one else needs it, I would take that.
Let's see. Let me see if I need anything like that.
Well, unfortunately, I can't heal you anymore. My spontaneous regeneration was spent.
Oh, sorry. This is before we rest.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah. No. I'm just looking at what I need to heal up when I rest, hit point wise and stuff.
And well, that puts Emaírel back in tip-top shape.
Mm-hmm.
Tippy top.
1, 2, and I'll prepare one channel vigor. Since it's infused, I can actually give it to someone. And bark skin. We didn't have a use for a lesser restoration yet, right?
I don't think so.
No, but we have a wand and a scroll of that, so you don't need to spend slots on it.
Okay. Well, I'll just load up on cure moderate wounds. They can always will be helpful. And fox cunning. So yeah, and among other things, when doctor prepares his extracts for the day, he prepares one a shot of polypurpose panacea, which he immediately takes.
Oh, I like that spell.
Yeah, and which he takes to use some sort of pleasant hallucinations for an hour, like to distract himself from his very haunting revelations.
Among the morning preparations, Emaírel is going to borrow the nice breastplate. Well, nice, the better breastplate that doesn't necessarily look nice. For the rest of this exploration. Unless somebody else needs it.
No, by all means.
Yeah, that doesn't match my style.
Take this down. Take this up. Mm-hmm.
Let's see. It's on rest. It's recover hit points per level plus con.
I think
Is that correct?
just
Yeah, just hit points. Just the level.
Just level. It has nothing to do with your con modifier.
Mm-mm.
That's kind of lame.
Yeah.
Well, Montianu is hurting a little bit. Evelyn has a wand for herself. Actually, she's got a wand she can use on him too, I think.
And we still have like 6 potions in the global bag. In case.
Yeah. Gonna hit myself with the wand. Let me make sure that I actually successfully do that. Use magic device. Yep, we're good.
can you
9.
even miss like that?
Yeah, if I roll extremely low, which I have. I have several
Think-
times.
1, 2, and 3, I believe, would be
Yeah.
a miss.
See, that's 50. Okay, so that puts me back up to full hit points on Evelyn. And let me tick off the wand real quick so I don't. Just 26 charges left on it.
It'll
I'll
be
use the
fine.
wand of cure. Light wounds. Yeah, just like that. That's how you do it. You roll a freaking 3.
Yep.
Jinxed it.
Yeah. And I'm just gonna roll inflict, but it's
Oh, is it just a natural one that?
It's just a natural one that
Yeah.
that like deactivates the.
Okay,
And,
okay.
and a natural 1 when your total roll is under 20. So once your bonus is 20 or higher, you can just skip
You're
the roll.
safe. Yeah.
So it's just 5 points of healing for Montianu, which puts him pretty close to full. So I'll call it there. All right, healed up,
Okay.
refreshed, ready to go. Oh, that's right. Let me see if I can drag out the tokens so that I can adjust the stuff that I wanted.
Simon, can I check something quickly, please?
Mhm.
You have that PC Gen sheet, right?
Hero Lab, yeah.
What does it say about my hit points? Because my sheet says 43. Is it correct? Because with all those constitution changes, I might have lost.
I have you at 58. I have you at let me see. I have you at 8 for the first level, and then 5 for all your alchemist levels, and 6 for the master chemist level. And then a bunch of bonus hit points
I think
where you actually need the favorite class bonus hit points.
I think I. How many of those I took?
Oh, how many of those you took? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Uh-huh. Okay. Well, I'll
So
trust.
it's yeah.
I'll trust you
no
then.
feats, no common. What's that?
I'll trust you then. So, you say 54, right?
Yep, 58.
58.
Don't forget the 4 would probably be from the Mythic path.
How do you get bonus hit points from that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You get like 3 or 4.
Between 3 and 5, depending on the on which one.
You you say it's 5 for each level, not like 5 4 5 4.
No, 5 for each.
Okay. That's a lot of hit points.
Evelyn will. Yeah, I was gonna say if that sounds correct because I can't imagine that the doctor has less hit points than Evelyn. She's got 54, I think. So
Yeah.
This is weird. I was kind of sure that I was mistaken upwards instead, but okay.
we're level 8, you know. They get up there. Okay. Evelyn will spend a few moments implanting her tricks into everyone so that she doesn't forget to use them.
What does that actually look like? Is it like she just stares ominously at them, or just
She needs to she needs to touch. She needs to use an action to touch them. So she.
What are you doing? Why are you touching us?
Yes, it's both hypnotic suggestion.
You should be used to this. I do this every single morning. In theory, I do.
Yeah,
It's very hard to keep track of, though. It means I have
Yes.
to track 2 different tricks on each of our characters.
Yeah, Lady Evelyn is very affectionate.
Yeah. Little massage, little temple massage.
I'd imagine it more like, you have dust on your shoulder. How
Like-
unkept.
Yeah. I mean, it's a trick, so in theory, you guys don't even know. You're not even supposed to be able to detect that I've done it, so. Yeah. And then she's also going to burn 1 point right off the bat of the mythic power to cast a thing on herself, which I think I'm intending to do from now on, assuming I can keep remembering it. Or the heck is it? Where is it? Mine, mental. Where the fuck? Is it a 3rd level?
What are you talking about? Is it a spell or what is it?
It's a spell, yeah. But it lasts for 8 hours, so she'll be doing. Oh, there it is. Animus Mine. She'll be doing that at the start of the day from now on.
Implant a mental mind. Okay. All right. So, where you want to go on this beautiful morning?
Do we dare brave the grave pit, or should we go straight for the undead creature?
Well,
I say we do the. I mean, the pit is on the way.
And we'll have to get there eventually at some point.
well, and I have a fresh whole new supply of acid to just drop it into the pit to dissolve whatever is inside.
Pit it is.
Okay.
Okay. So you head over to the pit, and you see a like a steady drip from the mass grave that has been opened up here of undead skeletons, zombies, and the like, climbing up from the terrible depth and pulling themselves over the edge of the pit, and then marching over towards the armory, where they grab a weapon and then head off, wandering around town, probably waiting for a signal or a leader to tell them where to go next.
When you say steady, like how many per unit of time?
Well, you watch it for, let's say, like a half hour, and you see something like 2 or 3 times a skeleton climbs up and over the edge. And those of you who are trained in the arcane arts, well, first of all of you hear like whispered words on the wind that blow over from the watchtower. And those of you who are trained in the arcane arts or who have ranks in
Summoning necromantic minions.
Sorry, I put that in the wrong channel. Never mind.
zombies per minute, yeah. Yeah, so the wind is blowing over from the watchtower and bringing with it the whispered words. And those of you who have ranks in spellcraft recognize that there's some sort of necromancy spell magic effect that continues to feed from all of that necromantic energy that infuses Feldgrau and kind of channels it towards the grave pit. That just sort of, that's like a fountain and an outlet at the same time for these energies in the shape of these skeletons.
So we do not see a spellcaster.
No.
It's like a source of energy.
And and also it would be pretty pointless to stand here and just wait for the next skeleton to come up and bash it. I mean, you could do that for sure, but it would probably be an infinite task.
Yeah. No, we'd want to disable the magic.
Right. So, like I said, you see the skeletons march off towards the armory, equip themselves with weapons, and then wander off. And you hear this animation force or the spell effect coming from the watchtower.
I see. So, just filling it to the brim with gunpowder and acid won't work, right?
What, the pit?
Yes.
Way too large. It's like it is.
I mean, metaphorically.
Something like 100 feet. Where's the scale on this? But it's something like 100 feet across. I don't think you brought enough gunpowder.
So what you're saying is that the magic is coming from the tower and it's not on the gravesite itself.
It's. I mean, yeah, essentially.
Okay, but because we can try to detect magic and all the.
Yeah, right, but it's more of a, like, it's not like it's just a localized effect that you can detect like that. It's like I said,
It's everywhere.
it's the necromantic background energy, if you will, or background magic, suffusing Felgrau as in its entirety. That's being, it's less cast as much as channeled towards the graph, if that makes sense.
In other words, we need to find the big bad, kill it, and then try to consecrate the place or something like that.
I think so.
Or something, because
yeah.
the whole town stinks of it.
Or just disable the thing that's doing the channeling. If we can find it.
Yeah, I think the one and the other are connected. Find one, I will find the other.
Should we should we bother with the armory or just go straight for the tower?
I think we should go straight for the tower. We should. I mean, in fact, I would suggest we just. Well, I mean, I suppose we can just crush it. It's already crushed. So. But yeah, it would be better to just bring everything we have to this necromancer.
We already did the glass blower shop, right?
Yes.
Yeah, we did everything else. Yeah. I'd only be concerned about whatever it is in the armory, like.
Coming to help.
Yeah.
We get rid of the backup first, then.
That would be my vote.
Well, but so then what stops this guy from coming to help to his haunted creature? Yeah.
I have a feeling that Mr. Aroden is more than content to let his minions suffer on his behalf. They are simply tools for his cause, after all.
Okay. Well, I have a fresh supply of bomb sets, so let's hope it will be enough. Because our last fight with the wolves was proved costly to my supply of explosives.
Okay, so you do want to check out the armory first? Is that what I'm
Apparently so.
hearing?
Sounds like we're doing it.
Okay.
Like it.
All right, so you wait until you see the last skeleton that has crawled from the pit, and until it's disappeared into the into the ruins of Felgrau, and then follow its path to the armory, where just northeast of the town square, a squat stone building stands adjacent to the ruined tower. The windows are shuttered, the doors hanging open. It's dimly lit by torches, even now. But the building's interior has been gutted. All that seems to remain within are several stacks of wooden crates and a large stone vase. At least that's what you can see from through the open door. You can give me perception checks. See if you spot any movements.
Eek.
Lovely.
Everything seems to be still and quiet. Yeah.
Too quiet.
Yeah, because you've heard that there's supposed to be some sort of undead creature in here, but you don't
And
see.
the undead don't need to rest, so it's not like it's taking a little nap.
Correct.
Montian,
Wait.
what do you see?
Nothing. Just
Damn.
maybe you need to take get a closer look, but since the windows are shuttered, all you can see through the open door is, like I said, just several stacks of wooden crates and a large stone vase.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
Yeah, when we arrive, I think it's time for me to drink my bark skin extract, which will work for more than an hour.
Emaírel is going to dig into his back and pull out a scroll of Detect Undead.
Oh. Look at that.
Well, we found it, I believe, in the... What was it called? In our first investigation together.
So you can cast it?
It's going to take a second for me to figure out how to do it exactly. Okay, so it is a... I'm assuming it's by default a cleric spell?
Yeah, I guess so. It's definitely a divine spell.
Okay. Uh, hmm. That's a tough one. It's also on the sorcerer wizard list, and scrolls, I guess, don't say which version they are.
Yeah. But like I said, by default it would be a divine.
Okay. Okay. So first check. Let's see.
I have it on my list.
Oh well, by all means then.
I mean, I don't know if what Simon, if this is the divine version of it, but I do have it as a spell on my list.
What? But you're a mesmerist.
I'm a mesmerist, yeah. I'm just saying it's on my mesmer spell list.
But it shouldn't be.
Oh no, it is. It is a psychic spell too.
Yeah, but it says it's a psychic. Is on the psychic
Oh, the psychic
list,
class,
but not on
not
the
the.
weird.
But Lady Evelyn is like that. What's her name? Dampier subclass.
That doesn't really matter for that. Anyway, so is nobody of you able to just do a read magic and a proper spellcraft check by taking 10? It shouldn't be
Well,
too
I
hard.
believe I can. I'm just going over my.
Well, I think for scrolls it's more involved than that.
yeah.
Didn't you
Unless,
have to use
unless,
magic device and
yeah,
simulate a
yeah.
school and all, or type of magic and all that?
Mm.
Yeah.
That was quite a headache when I tried to cast restoration on myself after resurrection.
I can do detect undead. And detect magic.
Yeah, right.
Yeah,
That's true. Gaia, you just have detect undead as a spell, you know. So
Yeah.
let's just go with that and
Mhm.
spare the headache.
Okay. Well,
And all I need is a bit of earth from a grave, which is basically all the ground here.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so you look to Geier to find out if there are any undead around. The Geier, you cast the spell, sprinkling the earth you gathered earlier around you. You focus and you do sense presence of the undead, although that's not surprising in Feldgrau.
With a
But
bit more time, I can start narrowing it down. Perhaps how many of them there are.
exactly, and you focus on the armory in front of you, and you detect a total of number of undead auras and the strength of the strongest undead aura. And then it's about hit dice. Okay. Oh, yeah, gotta look that up. Okay, so you sense a total of 3, 4. You sense 5 undead in from inside the armory, and the strongest aura you can sense is indeed strong.
Something, something that shouldn't be moving is certainly moving here, and it's
Mhm.
more powerful.
And then the third round, since all of the auras are outside your line of sight, so it's inside the armory, you only know that it's coming from the armory, but you can't pinpoint the location.
Okay.
Convey this information.
So should we just set it on fire?
Well, that's one way of going about it.
Oh, come now. Don't you at least want to know what it is before we set it ablaze?
I must say, I am curious.
My scientific curiosity has
But I
its
am
limits.
expecting that whatever it is we find, well, whatever curiosity we have will be short-lived by, imminent death.
My scientific curiosity has its limits.
Do you want to scout ahead?
No, do you?
No, I meant Lady Evelyn. Take a peek.
Sure, why not? She has no sense of self-preservation, so
We can send my little orb instead.
oh, sure, yes. By all means, send your peeping Tom to go look inside.
I'm pretty sure Mr. Emaírel never have used his little orb in such a manner.
I'm sorry, didn't hear that.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure Mr. Emaírel never used his little orb in such a manner.
Only for tactical matters.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly.
And he's going to produce it and send it into the dark.
Okay. And it uses your modifiers, right?
Yep.
Okay, then give me a perception check, please.
Where is it?
Okay. So you let it fly into the armory, and on the inside, you see that there's a bunch of equipment stored inside. It looks the stone vase holds some vile-smelling fluid, and in that fluid still is what looks like a part of a heart.
Uh-oh.
Oh.
The weapons and armor that's scattered around, ready to be picked up, is in terrible condition, rusty and broken, most of it, probably scavenged from the various battlegrounds around Feldgrau. You do not see any creatures.
Um,
That makes no sense. I detected
while
something.
while maintaining the eye there, Emaírel is going to concentrate again and cast see invisibility.
See invisibility. And that also affects the eye?
Yep.
Let me just check something.
And if dark vision is in play, Emaírel does have dark vision at the time.
Okay. No, does not reveal any creatures.
Very odd.
Well, I guess we'll have to enter before they reveal themselves to us. How many auras did you say, Geier?
How many were there soon?
5.
5 auras.
Yeah, either blending in with the darkness or completely undetectable, while simultaneously not invisible, which would make them most challenging.
You mean the other way around? I mean, detectable but invisible.
Well, they are not invisible, or else Emaírel would have spotted them.
But they are not. But he can see them. I mean, they are not visible by default. Somehow, not through the spell.
Yes.
Should we go in then?
Well, we came here. So
Well,
deal with these things, so.
if it's waiting them out, I think they'll outwait us. So let's get this done with.
From which side are we approaching? Rather, the entrance is on which side?
The entrance is on the southeastern side.
Okay. Well, Emaírel is going to get ready, don his shield, pull out his spear, and step in.
Yep. And Doctor he downs one of his vials and he starts to mutate, except in this case he covers himself with bark skin. Like, no,
Okay.
I will stay in control this time. It will not go that way.
Okay.
So did he took a mutagen?
No. I drank him a bark skin extract.
Okay.
All right. So you step inside, ready for something to materialize, or whatever would let it escape your invisibility spell. But no, nothing happens, and you take a few more steps inside, starting ready for anything to jump out at you, and nothing really does until you get somewhere near the center of the building. And I'm just going to spread you guys out a little bit because I would assume that that's what you do. And you explore something like this, except that Montiano's probably going to stay close to Evelyn. Go like this. So until you get somewhere near the center of the building, starting to look through the equipment, getting close to the vase that Emaírel knows holds what's left of a heart. And then finally, from the flickering shadows that the torches create, a creature steps up. Apparently, it had only hidden, by the way, which is what I looked up. If it's just hiding using the stealth skill, see, invisibility doesn't help.
No, it doesn't.
So it steps out from the shadows. It looks like it's clearly undead. Hollow eyes. What's left of its gaunt flesh is stretched thinly over its bony frame. And as it steps from the shadows, it adjusts the straps it has, or straps of like half rotten leather it has around its arms, and it cracks its neck and all of its joints, and then moves into a martial arts style stance and just with a raspy voice utters, "Disciples, attack!" And the next thing that happens is that a bunch of shadows start moving, and a couple of whites reveal themselves.
Undead monks, huh? Interesting.
Yep. Yeah, and
Cue the boss battle music.
yeah, and
Bum,
here
ba-dum, bum, 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 ba-dum, bum.
I thought Aroden mummies were neutral by alignment.
Lawful.
Yeah,
Can be lawful evil.
can.
Freak.
All right. So this is what it looks like. It's not really a mummy. It's not immediately apparent what it is. But I will need initiatives for sure.
Select myself. Initiative. Ugh.
Fighting undead mummies was not how I thought my day was gonna go. Undead monks.
Dun, dun, dun.
I didn't click my cloak token, did I? Forgot to click my token, sorry.
Evelyn, initiative. Tiana.
What was Geier's 20?
20.
20. But what's Geier's mod? Is 4?
Plus
and
4.
Emaírel, what is your modifier?
Dex mod for 4.
Initiative? Same?
Same, yeah.
Yeah, I would let Emaírel go first.
Okay.
Not that I'm looking for more trouble, but you mentioned shadows and whites.
No, from the shadows. They
From-
were
oh,
hiding.
okay.
They were also hiding.
Okay, so these are whites, not shadows.
They are not shadows, not in the undead
Okay.
sense shadows. They just stepped from actual absence of
Oh.
light shadows.
Okay, so what we are looking at are corporeal creatures.
Yes,
Okay, well that's a bit of a relief.
that's easy.
No, it's less problematic, let's say. Well, Emaírel wants to figure out what are these things.
Okay.
He's gonna start with the leader boss man.
Okay, it's actually a leader boss woman. You can tell that even at the advanced stage of decay. But that doesn't take a knowledge roll. So
It's a hip. It's a hip ratio, right? Hip bones.
Knowledge religion, I guess.
yes. Okay. 28's pretty good. So I'm gonna give quite a bit to you, and then you get 2 more questions.
Okay.
So this is not exactly a white. It is something more terrifying than just a common white. It is a dread white. And the way that it's conducting itself makes you think that it is probably not just your average dread white either. As I think Anthony already pointed it out, it conducts itself like a martial artist, a monk. So it probably has class levels. A dread white is dread whites are the animated remains of creatures that were terribly violent and hateful in life, and they exist only to continue their reign of terror against others. It is quite tough in the sense that it has increased natural armor. This one appears to be fairly nimble as it moves around, which fits with the monk impression that you're getting. It's a medium undead subtype augmented humanoid. As a white, it has channel resistance. As a dread white, it has channel resist. No, as a dread white, it has channel resistance +4. The undead traits in terms of immunities. and 2 more questions.
Any special attacks?
Well, because it's a dread white, not really. They are known to be able to command regular whites, as you've already witnessed. And just like with regular whites, if you die at its hands, you will turn into a white. So that's what you know. And other special attacks might be determined by its class levels, which you can't really know.
Okay, yeah. Well, Lady Evelyn would like to know maybe it's...
No, I
Hey.
think that's fine. It's 6.
Okay.
Excellent.
We'll count that as the second question.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Well, we're facing undead. We expected that. Emaírel is going to bless his blade, well, his spear, and make it Bane of Undead. We're not in a surprise round or anything, so right?
No, because I mean they
We're all
did.
very aware.
You were very aware of something jumping out at you. So I think initiative reflects that.
Okay, so that was a standard action. Next. Where are those things? Where did I? I'm sorry, I seem to have not copied. The charge thing from... I'm gonna have to look it up. I didn't copy the text of the charge ability from Mythic. What's it called? Fleet Feet or something?
The surge? Or what are you...
The one where you can charge as a swift action, I believe.
Oh, okay. Let me see.
Mythic Index, Mythic Bats.
The fleet charge. As a swift action, you can expend 1 use of mythic power to move up to your speed. At any point during this movement, you can make a single melee or ranged attack at your highest attack bonus, adding your tier to the attack roll.
Okay.
This is in addition to any other attacks you make this round.
Yep. Well, there won't be any more attacks because the standard action already ate that, but we will use Fleet Charge, which doesn't specify any restrictions on movement, so he's going to step over here and make 1 attack against Mrs. Dread Knight.
Okay. Go for it.
Okay, the Bane, okay. It's already in. 23 to hit. That's not a great roll.
Ah, there it is, 23. But that's actually enough. So that's 24, and that includes all the Bane? No, there it is. So 29 total. Okay. Yeah, vicious stab. Definitely damaging her a lot. She might take another hit like that, but not much more. Geier.
I have a question about...
Sorry,
Go ahead.
just one last thing. So that was standard action, swift action, and move action. Emaírel is going to stand back.
Okay. Now, Geier.
I had a question about Purge Spirit. Because it says this spell affects astrally projected creatures, ethereal creatures, haunts, incorporeal creatures, mediums, channeling the spirit, and phantoms. And at the GM's discretion can affect other spirits or creatures made of ectoplasm. And I'm not sure what if these creatures qualify as that.
Well, they're white.
No, it doesn't, and definitely not in those terms.
How about
But
this one?
I think we had talked about that before, and we had decided that that it doesn't mean that it only affects astrally projected creatures, ethereal creatures, haunts, and so on and so forth.
It's because the wording keeps confusing me.
Yeah, because it says target one creature or haunt.
Mm-hmm. And in the end, it says incorporeal creatures take full damage from Purge Spirit. So that's also a bit like, wait, what?
But it definitely doesn't fall into the categories mentioned there.
Okay, so it wouldn't affect any of these creatures.
That's I don't know that, but maybe we can just. You have other options, right? Because that's.
Yeah, but I wanted to purge the spirit. Yeah, and they're undead, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So I mean, yeah, that's pretty clear. So I will cast Command Undead on this one closest to me then, and that is a DC 18 will save.
Okay, apparently the consensus is that it doesn't affect corporeal creatures. Okay, which creature are you attacking?
This one close here.
And that's a will save, you say?
DC 18.
On the dot. So that leaves you with your move action.
Well, we are surrounded. Can we shade a bit here closer?
Okay.
The cowards move.
All right. This white steps from the shadows, moves towards Munteanu.
We'll try to trip it on its way in.
Right. Mm-hmm.
27.
Yep, trips it, and it gets back up, and that's its turn. This is going to be fun. Evelyn.
Evelyn kind of scolds Emaírel and says, "You never let me have a chance to try this." And she will look at the undead monk person, whatever it is, and say, "You and your disciples belong to me now," and attempt to command it using her ability, not the spell. So it has to make. She'll gaze at it, of course, first. We'll have to make a DC 19 Wisdom saving throw, and it's at a -3 penalty to its roll.
Natural one.
Okay. Yep. She now has control of it, as if it was under the effects of Control Undead, which says that she can command them by voice. They understand her, no matter what language they speak. Yeah, it's controlled.
Controlled, you say.
Mm-hmm.
Control. You command them by voice, and they understand you, even if it was.
You want me to post my whole ability? It's very long. I think I can.
No, if it just says that it works as Control Undead, then that's fine.
Yeah.
It's just control is not a game term. It's like you command them by voice and they understand you, no matter what language you speak. But what does that mean? Are they like dominated? Because they're still intelligent. It's an intelligent undead, you know. With command undead, there's this whole thing about
undead that fail their saves under your control, fall under your control, obeying your commands to the best of their ability, as if under the effects of Control Undead.
Okay. All right. Okay.
So I don't know if she can issue them a command this turn, but
I would
at
make
least-
that I would make that a move action.
Okay.
So if you have a move action, you can do that.
Yeah, she won't go anywhere. She'll just say, "You and your followers must stand down."
Okay.
Diplomacy.
Then it'll do exactly what you said. Because this is weird. This puts me in a really weird spot because it's like, what does it mean? Has it given up its mental faculties at this point? So is it just gonna do exactly what you're telling it, or I don't get it.
I mean, technically, I think if it allied itself with the Whispering Ways, and so I suppose it was not controlled by them, right? But so
No.
I suppose now Lady Evelyn is her boss, and so I suppose it is kind of probably brainwashed into thinking that, well, fuck yeah, I mean, Lady Evelyn will totally help me to raise havoc and suffering.
I mean, yeah, it says, I don't know, it says they obey your commands to the best of their ability, so it's not like...
Well, it is.
Well, I'm looking at the spell description right now, and it's just not telling me anything about what they're supposed to do.
I mean, it's technically magical control, so at least it probably will like justify to itself somehow.
Yeah, if you look at the feat, if you look at the actual Command Undead feat, it gives you a little bit more. Not that it's especially helpful, but it gives you a little more context. It says intelligent undead receive a new saving throw each day to resist your command. You command them by voice, and they understand you no matter what language you speak. It also says undead that fail their saves fall under your control, obeying your commands to the best of their ability, as if under the effects of control undead.
Well, I'm not trying to argue against the fact that you're controlling it. My thinking right now is it basically like the yes master and just gonna do what you tell it? In that case, it will just stand down because you didn't tell it to tell its disciples to stand down. You know, or is it like it's like it's more like charmed where it would actually make that connection and then make its own decision to tell its disciples to stand down. But it sounds to me like it's really basically knocking out their own control over themselves and just having it being like almost like a mindless vessel that does exactly what you tell it. I guess that's the intention here.
The only thing...
Because it also mentions that intelligent undead will remember that you controlled them, which sounds to me like they have to take a back seat for a little while, watching you essentially control them, and then once they come back, they still remember that. So I think they are really just going to do exactly what you tell them. In that case, yeah, it'll stand down for now. And that's that.
Wonderful. See, this didn't have to be painful for anyone.
Well, I suppose that's kind of a problem for her.
Montiano.
He's like all ready to run up there and stab at one of these things, and Evelyn will reach up and be like, no. And he'll just kind of stand there at the ready. I guess he'll ready in action to strike anything that comes up and threatens him or Evelyn. But
okay. Arronax?
Well, Arronax will pull out holy water. He was going to just start, what's the word, baptizing everything left and right, but he will hold himself up for a moment, and he will see how the whites will do. So I suppose that would be a move action to take out the vial of holy water, and then ready in action to throw it at a white if a white attacks one of his peers.
Okay. Then one of those whites is actually gonna come closer towards you, arms outstretched. So your action is triggered.
No, I will wait until he rolls an attack.
Oh, okay. Well, in that case, it rolls its attack.
Did the leader not command them to stand down?
No, that's what I said. That it'll stand down itself because that's what you told it.
Okay.
But it's not going to, it
I-
basically stopped being the conscious creature it was and is now just your remote controlled undead.
Okay. Sure.
And that's a 19 to hit you.
To hit Arronax.
Arronax.
No, that misses. And I suppose in this case I will attack him. Although
But throwing your ranged weapon should trigger an attack of opportunity, but that misses.
Mm-hmm. And that would be Holy Water Flask. Only one. 13.
Okay, that is 9 points of... No, wait, 13 touch. Yeah, that is enough. 9 points of damage.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. The white from down here. Going to move 1, 2, 3, 4. And since he had a readied action, I guess he gets an attack at this distance, right?
Yeah. At 15 feet. He'll try to take it down. $18.
18 trips it, and a second move action to get up. And then this white goes 1, 2, and then triggers an attack of opportunity. No, it doesn't actually, because that would be an attack of opportunity.
Yes, correct. Yeah.
Okay. So it moves next to Evelyn and tries to slam her 20.
I believe that is a hit.
Okay, then that's 4 points of damage, and I need a fortitude save.
Wow, is that really how low my AC is? God, I thought it was a little better. Okay. Fortitude save. Coming right up. Not my best. Hey.
Maybe not your best, but enough to resist the energy drain. Emaírel, your turn.
Emaírel is going to stab the nearest white.
Mm-hmm.
Stab.
17 is a hit for 19 points of damage. And you destroy it.
Okay, well, if the first hit is enough, he is going to take his move action to go here.
Okay, step on its remains as they go down. Geier, your turn.
So it's standing right next to me, right?
Mm-hmm.
Basically. In that case, Geier will reach out his hand and cast Vampiric Touch.
Is it even legal to touch undead like that?
Okay, you want to cast that defensively, I think, unless you don't mind the attack of opportunity.
It's right beside me, though. I would just touch it.
No, it's a spell. You still have to cast it, and the casting provokes. So you have to cast it defensively if you want to avoid provoking. Which means you do a concentration check.
Oh, God.
It's on the character sheet on the spell tab.
Plus 12 for you.
Yeah, no, I have my concentration is plus 12. No, I just didn't. Okay. Yeah, I'll do that then.
Yeah, I mean, you don't have to. You can reconsider if you want.
It's because if I cast anything from here, that's going to provoke, right?
Yes.
And if I move, that's going to provoke.
No, you can take a 5-foot step over here.
But then all my touch spells are...
That's
What are-
correct.
Why are there even touch spells then?
Because you
You-
can
yeah, you-
deliver them without provoking.
Yeah, you first cast them, then you walk up to them and touch.
Yeah, or you have a way to deliver them like a spectral hand or something like that. Or your familiar.
I
Yeah,
have
you can always try to
I
do
have
the-
magic hand. Can I use that?
No.
No, spectral hand. That's a different thing.
Spectral hand.
And it's not that bad. It's just a concentration check.
Okay,
It's,
yeah.
Casting defensively is 15 plus double the spell level. So what level spell did you want to cast?
It's that is a second level spell. Wait, where is it?
So you're
It's a third
rolling.
level spell, sorry.
Third, yeah.
Okay, so you're rolling against 21 with a plus 12.
That's pretty good.
There you go.
Nice.
Hey.
Okay, successfully cast, and now roll for the melee touch attack.
It does. Oh yeah, melee touch is +6.
Oh, by the way, I mean vampiric touch is only against living creatures.
Oh, right. Yes, of
So,
course.
I mean,
No,
yeah.
I had another one. Just like there's some spells that I have that are like, why do I even have this?
What about unvampiric touch?
But they're not as effective.
Ah,
Sorry about this, guys. Living creature, living creature, living creature for a necromancer.
Well,
And we said Purge Spirit wouldn't work because creature or haunt.
Bone Shaker would work. And unlock flash.
Yeah, but I don't want to be a one-trick pony. Like that, Magic
Unlock-
Missile and Bone Shaker are basically my the two spells I always use.
Unlock
But yeah.
flash also works.
No, that's living creature. I know.
No, it's creature.
Okay, then that's the one I'm gonna do. So it's just touch, right?
Yes, deliver through a melee touch.
Come on.
No, but it's yes, yeah.
Yeah, but it's a touch attack, and that should.
Yep.
I think that's enough. Let me check. Touch 11. So that's enough, which means a corporeal undead creature targeted by the spell takes 1d6 per caster level. So maximum 5d6. So it's 5d6.
Finally.
As wet, oozing chunks of flesh slough off of its desiccated bones, and it gets a fortitude save for half. 19 is unlock flesh, 7 DC 17, so it only takes half damage, which is 12, but that's already a pretty significant amount. Okay.
And I'll take a 5-foot step just to
Okay.
be safe.
And then the white over here takes a 5-foot step forward and is going to try to touch Muntianu. 17, but it's not a touch attack, it's just regular AC.
Not a touch attack, then that's a miss.
Okay. All right, and Evelyn, your turn.
She kind of rolls her eyes and says, so pedantic. Tell your minions that they must stand down and no longer strike us or attack us in any way. Treat us as they would allies.
And its empty eyes just stare ahead, and then the dread white says, "Disciples, stand down." And Montiano?
Montianu will ready an action to attack a white if it still attacks him.
Okay, Aronax?
Or Evelyn, or
yeah.
anyone, I should say. Anyone in the party.
Similarly,
Okay.
the same. He will pull out another vial of holy water and do the same thing he did last round.
Okay. And let me see. Command wire automatically within Boom, boom, boom. Okay, so this one is actually too far away so that it has full control over it, which means it can't really command it to stand down, and it's not going to stand down out of its own volition. So this one is actually going to attack. As-
I'll pose a question here, and
Yeah.
you can tell me if you think this is excessive. But I mean, the spell says that the creature does it to the best of its ability. So I would think the best of its ability would be to tell all of its disciples to stand down if it knows that it has to be within 30 feet.
To move first.
Yeah, I would think it wouldn't, I would think it's not trying to resist my control. If the best thing it can do is get all of its disciples to stand down, like obviously Evelyn doesn't know what ability it has, but it does.
Yeah, that's fair. Yeah. I mean, I actually only noticed that on this white's turn, so okay, so rewind a little bit, and on its turn, after Evelyn told it to tell its disciples to stand down, actually moves towards Geier. Geier, do you let it pass?
Absolutely not. Wait.
Then it's just standing there, and it's now it is triggering, or I mean, this is the best of its abilities, but it is close enough to get to all the whites and compels them to stand down. Emaírel, your turn.
Emaírel is going to delay, see what happens next, and if
right now it looks like all the whites, including the dread white, are just sort of just hanging out. They're all as if somebody hit pause or something. They're just standing there, staring. Well, the whites are all staring at the dread white. The dread white is just staring kind of straight ahead. It's like they're buffering.
Do you think you
can... See like the little circle going around in their faces?
Yeah, the little skull rotating.
What should we do with them?
I've got them now.
Can we use them against Oren, or would that be risky?
Oh, absolutely. No. As long as we do it today, there's no risk whatsoever. Unless, of course, he attempts to re-exert control, but then it's a battle of wills, and, well, I think you know who will win that.
Yeah. Well, I guess that only leaves us with checking this place out for anything useful, and then we go for Oren.
Couldn't agree more.
Evelyn will if while other people are searching the place, Evelyn will definitely question this thing to see what it knows about Oren and about what the cult is up to in the town, and like if it knows anything about the defenses of the tower, what's going on in the tower, all that stuff, anything it might know.
Okay. It explains to you in a sort of monotone voice, just giving you always the exact, answering always the exact question you pose, which makes it kind of annoying to talk to it. But you learn a little bit about, well, you don't really learn where it came from. It might not even know itself. But you learn that it was tasked, or it was left in charge of keeping watch over the Pack Lord's heart. And it points to what's left sitting in that barrel, in that weird, vile-smelling fluid.
See.
Or vase, I should say, not barrel.
I really should have put 2 and 2 together on that one. But then again, my intelligence is only 13. It should be enough. But oh no, wait, that's Montiano's. No, my intelligence is only 10, so
You still win every chess match against Montiano somehow.
That just proves he's the smarter one.
Yeah.
he is the smarter one. Okay, that's the Pack Lord's heart. All right. Does it at least know, like, was it raised here in Felgrau, or did it travel with them? Or does it not know that at all?
It doesn't seem to know that, which probably points to it having been
Raised here,
created
yeah.
here or risen here.
Okay. I don't suppose. Sorry, Simon. I don't suppose it has any memory of its life before becoming undead.
No, actually, it doesn't.
Okay.
Its mind is just filled with the desire to hurt, cause pain,
Mhm.
and yeah, it's if it ever had a soul, it has long gone.
And I suppose it has no idea what's inside the tower, since it's just been stationed here.
No, it only knows that Orenvrud is there, but it doesn't know any more details about that.
Okay. And does it know any other, maybe potentially, like, particularly interesting or capable cult members that it may have encountered?
It mentions the curates that you've already encountered,
Right.
but other than that, nothing.
Okay. And then the last question would be, what does it have on it?
It is wearing a belt of giant strength +2,
Ooh,
and in perfect monk fashion, that's it.
Yeah, I see.
interesting.
So the belt of giant strength and nothing else. Yeah.
That's it. It's a very large belt
Yes.
Yep.
covering up everything else. Okay.
all-
Just
what
a
about
chainmail bikini and a belt of giant strength.
right.
Yep.
What about the whites?
Whites don't carry anything useful, I believe. They just have slam attacks and natural armor. Yep.
Okay. Then I suppose Evelyn will pull out her wand of inflict light wounds and kind of glare at Emaírel and start healing up the monk undead
Okay.
lady.
Okay.
It doesn't have a
Nice.
name, does it? It doesn't know its name.
And for some reason, I don't. Maybe that name was given to it, but it says that its name is Akriesia.
Right. I'll call
Akriesia.
you Akriesia. Akriesia.
Akrisha, I see.
Akriesia, I think.
Remember to ask your doctor about Acreatia.
Yeah.
It does kind of sound that way. Let me roll some wand stuff to see what it takes to get her back in tip top shape. God, I have to just keep doing this over and over again.
Yeah.
Use magic device.
D&D memes keep saying about adopting goblins, but and we seem to keep adopting undead.
Is that a natural one? No, not quite a natural one. Oh my god. There we go. Okay, that's 3 successful triggerings. Let me see where that puts.
So it needs 29 hit points back.
Okay, we'll take it one at a time. That's 4, 7, 6. So that's 17. She'll do another one. Use my device. Okay, fine. Another 6, 23. She'll do it one more time. Another 2, 25. That's good enough for her.
Okay.
How many uses was that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Oh.
And she's not going to bother healing the white.
Okay.
My camera frozen in mid-yawn.
Okay, and then I assume you take this show
To the tower.
to the tower. Second to get you set up.
See, I told you all if we explored enough, we would meet some friends.
It's also as a great coincidence that the Dread White is just not powerful enough for you to control it, and then it itself controls the whites, so
Yeah.
you don't run into your hit dice limit.
Yep, it's pretty convenient. Not
Yeah.
gonna lie.
Yeah. All right. So you move from the armory. Oh right. So the heart you're just gonna leave in.
No.
No, let's take the heart, please.
Okay. So somebody takes the heart. Yeah, and you notice that a pretty significant chunk of it has been sliced off, and is nowhere to be found.
Not that this is. It's not that this is a like Evelyn's area of expertise, but she would probably like ask the doctor. She's kind of curious about the heart. Does it look like it's been like surgically removed? Like, has it been like chewed out, or is there like anything crazy about it, or is it just kind of?
It is just a piece, but let me see.
Yeah, try a heal check.
It's a super.
Yeah, it's
super
not
huge
very
check at
not
five.
very high. All you notice is that it's a pretty clean cut, so somebody has definitely used a fine blade, maybe not surgical equipment, but it wasn't like bitten off or torn off.
Mm-hmm. So, I mean, best we can go by is that, well, the previous owner didn't leave it out voluntarily, and this piece was clearly sliced off post-mortem.
Okay, so now you leave the armory behind, or
Yep.
Well, are we just gonna leave without ransacking it?
Well, we just did. We took the heart.
Yeah, but like all wearing armor, like this doesn't even fit.
Geier, what are you going to do with a great sword?
That's what it is. I thought it was just like a weird shovel.
Of course, everything's a shovel to you.
It's the most useful tool. No, but Geier will take, like assortment of like, if there's fabrics or scraps of leather, those kind of things always come in handful when working on little spells.
okay.
Let's go.
Well, as Geier looks through the various stuff that's sitting around that everybody else just kind of wholesale discards as junk and trash, you find one thing that stands out a little bit. It's a little clay pot that holds quite colorful pigments of some kind, and it just because it's so odd to find color in this otherwise muted place, yeah, it strikes your interest.
I'm gonna pocket this. It might come in useful. Perhaps I should change my color scheme.
What is it that you have there?
I don't know. Some may call it junk. I call it treasure. Couldn't resist. I'm not entirely sure. Can I figure out what it is?
Detect magic, followed by knowledge arcana and spellcraft.
Aye, Captain.
Человек.
So I will cast Detect Magic.
Okay, and then a knowledge arcana.
Followed by Knowledge Arcana. Nice. Knowledge Arcana.
Because it definitely is magic. And 27.
Wait, it should be, sorry. Knowledge Arcana should be higher than 27 because it should be plus 11, not plus 7.
Okay. Let me just check here. So the DC. Oops. Knowledge Arcana determine School of Magic. 1 check per aura. 15 plus half caster level for a non-spell effect. After caster level. Okay, yeah. So you identify it as a conjuration aura, a strong conjuration aura. And you can try a spellcraft check to identify what it is exactly.
Spellcraft is also good.
You do not
Oh,
identify it. No, it's. I mean, you know that it is strong magic that has been worked into these pigments. It must be some sort of powerful, surprisingly powerful item, but you can't discern what it is that you're supposed to do with this.
So I'm writing this down.
It's just and I can describe it to you some more. It's just a pot, clay pot of pigments. There's a little stick with bristles, like hair or fur, that you could use to, as a brush to apply the pigments. But you have no idea what exactly it is that you should do.
And you said it was of the Conjuration School?
Yes.
This will require closer inspection, and Geier just tucks it in one of the many folds of his tattered clothes.
Okay. Now do we head to the tower?
Yep.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
We looted the most valuable thing in here already, so...
Definitely looks like it, because all the weapons and armor are certainly junk. Okay, so you head towards the tower, which is overlooking the town square. It's really just the battered remnants of a tower at this point. Only the tower's ground floor and half of its second floor still stand. Catapult balls scattered about the piles of broken stone and masonry at the tower's base. On the top of the tower, only a jagged crest of stone remains. The tower's roof has been ripped off. Much of the rear portion lies buried in rubble. But it's still obvious to you that there's only one entrance into the town, the tower itself, which is the front entrance. And as you draw or make your way towards that, and you come within a striking distance, all of a sudden you are showered with arrows. And you spot a group of skeletal archers standing atop the tower, taking turns to fire their bows at you from a distance. So I'm just going to... This is going to be a little tricky in terms of distance and everything.
How far did you say they were?
Yeah, they're going to shoot as soon as you come within their range increment, which means that they're like 100 feet away when you come closer to the tower. So you should be already on the map. Yep. Okay. Actually, that's too far. So 100 feet. Well, yeah. but the tower, it's you have to measure from the center of the tower, not from from up there. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's good.
Yeah. Okay.
Because they're standing on top of this thing, and it's just a easier way to draw it. Okay, so so you get showered by arrows. Let's just roll initiative, because I think you're not exactly ready for that, but you're definitely expecting something bad to happen. So it shouldn't be a surprise that you come under fire.
Ah.
Okay, the dread white. The dread white and the regular whites. Okay. All right. Well, the dread white would act first, but it's just bringing up the rear, waiting for Evelyn's commands. So it's going to delay until after Evelyn, essentially.
Okay.
One of the skeletons going to fire is longbow at the closest target, which would be Arronax, apparently. 20 to hit.
No.
Okay, so the arrow just strikes the ground next to you. Geier?
Yeah, or like, since I am under effect of bark skin, it probably strikes me and bounces off.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Geier stretches his fingers as the magical energy emerges, and I'm gonna cast it on a mythic level. Magic missile.
Wait a second.
Do you
for
have...
some reason it carried over the initiatives from the other map. Evelyn, what was your roll? 22? Yeah, so this Geier and this Emaírel should go, and so should this white, and this should stay, this should go, this is okay, this should go. Okay, yeah, sorry. What was that, Alejandro?
Magic missile.
Magic missile.
But I'm casting it in a mythic level, so it increases the damage 2d4 plus 1.
Do you have the range to do that?
Yes, it's 100 feet plus 10 feet per level.
Nice, okay, yeah.
So I think I can target up to 4 creatures, right? Because it's...
Yeah, each missile can get its own target.
Okay. So is it 1d4 plus 1? Or... Because the damage... I know it's 2d4 plus 1, yeah, sorry.
Yep.
All right.
And you have to spend a surge on that, right?
1 mythic power.
Yeah.
So I have 5 per day. So that's 1.
Okay.
That's 2d4 plus... Oh no.
So, are we just starting from the right and you spread them out, or what's the idea?
Yeah.
Okay. So the first one takes 4 points of damage. Second one? Yep. 5 points of damage.
Can it
Third,
be like so? I thought it was like a little bit more. No, it's
third one. Nine points of damage, and the fourth and final one is
peanuts of damage.
Yeah, it's usually you want to hammer one single enemy with all the missiles instead of spreading.
Yeah, I'm just kind of like it's covering fire as as we make our way and kind of run towards the entrance under the cover of the blasts.
With a move action, you can only do a regular move.
Yeah, regular move, like dramatically, like covering my head.
Right.
So, how far can I move?
Your speed.
Yeah, no, I'm just seeing the grid.
You can. There you go.
Someone mark that spot. Okay, that's what it is.
If you drag your token and push Q, then you see the distance travel.
Okay. All right, so that's half the distance.
Evelyn.
Well, she has to use a move action to command the others. So she will stay put for the moment, and she will cast. She will use one of her spell likes to cast Obscuring Mist around her.
Okay, that's 20-foot radius.
20-foot radius.
Okay. Curing Mist. There we go.
And she will command the monk Acreatia, and say, look, for convenience, just assume that whenever I tell you to do something, you should also command your minions to do this until I say otherwise. Stay with me and move with me when the time comes, when I start to move.
Okay, and then her turn comes up, and she says, "Stay with her. Stay close." And then we have another skeleton firing an arrow. Geier is the only available target at this point.
Yeah, thanks, guys.
But the arrow goes far and wide. Emaṛel.
He is going to make a run for the door.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see.
Actually running.
Yep, and I think he has enough
Yeah, that
movement
should be enough.
to make it. Yep.
Yeah. Okay, that's probably from before. Yes. So, okay, the whites are going to stay close to Evelyn as they were told. And Muntianu.
He'll do the same.
Okay. And then we have more arrows coming down on Geier. Where's my... There it is.
Should know by now, Geier, not to leave. To stick close to
9 is a miss. But they can actually also shoot straight down at the door. That's how the tower was constructed, not to leave a blind spot there. Oops, 16 for Emaṛel.
And that blinks off.
Plink. The white stays close. We have more arrows. 1 for Emaṛel.
Blink.
17. 1 for Geier. 14. Alejandro? Alejandro? Alejandro!
No. You've created a time paradox.
I sure hope that doesn't hit Geier.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm back. Was away for a second.
14 to hit.
14 to hit. That does hit.
Oh my god.
Well, it's a caster.
AC 13, yeah.
4 points of damage.
That kills me.
And, and another miss for Emaṛel. Acreatia is readying in action to stay close to Evelyn, as have all the whites at this point. Okay. And then we have one more arrow for... Yep, that's a hit for Geier, 2 points. And an old white. There we go. Arronax.
Well, Arronax...
Wait, so that was 4 plus 2 damage, right?
Yes.
Yeah, I suppose Arronax will follow suit for Emaṛel, and he will just bolt straight ahead, covering his head, yelling like, "Geier, get to the chopper!" And he like,
What do you think I was trying to do?
and yeah, but my movement is or if I take the run action, it will be triple.
If you run, it'll be triple. Yeah.
So suppose I can try to just run like this right to Emaírel.
It's actually 4 times, unless you're in heavy armor encumbered.
Yep.
Oh, right. And then the run feat makes it 5 times even?
Yep.
Yeah. Okay. Another shot at Emaírel. 16. This is a miss. Geier.
Geier's not going to bother with more of that cover fire and just leg it. So Q and drag it.
Dragging and then push Q, and then you should see.
Right. Go. And if I do a full round,
If you just do 2 moves, it should be
Yeah.
fine.
I just don't want to go all the way in because I don't know what to decide. I'm not stepping in before Emaírel.
Yeah, and the stone front doors are closed, so you can't.
Exactly.
run
That's
out.
what's stopping Geier, of course.
Right. Evelyn.
Evelyn, like, okay, come gather around, everyone. Gather around, children. Follow me. That the mist is stationary, so she's gonna move, but right now
okay.
she's taking the aura with her. So
Oh, I thought that was actually an aura.
no, it stays put, which is why it kind of makes sense for people to run over there, but for the moment, so she's gonna move 20 feet forward and try to make sure everybody else kind of does the same, moving up to the very edge of the mist.
So essentially, like, you take a move action, you're ready once the others are there, another move action. So it's kind of basically you can still do a double move and everyone follows, but you can't run.
Well, I just want to get up to the edge of the mist this round, and then next round we'll make a dash. She's waiting until they get the doors open so that we can just run straight inside. Is basically
Okay. So I will assume that you're on the very edge of that cloud, something like 80 feet away from the door. And
yeah, whatever the distance is.
it should be 80, 70. Yeah.
7, yeah.
Okay. So, and you're telling everyone to get ready to run, basically?
Yeah.
Okay. No point in firing into that cloud, so another shot straight down. This one goes at Arronax. 5 is a miss. Emaírel, your turn.
Emaírel is going to try to get those doors open.
Okay, well, remarkably, they are still hanging within the entrance. Despite the tower's battered facade, they are barred from within.
Huh. Okay, so I guess that takes us a pretty big strength check, I imagine.
To break it, yeah, and chipping away at them is probably also going to be, I mean, unless anybody brought an adamantium weapon.
Can you make your spear doorbane?
Doorbane, yeah.
No. And it's the only entrance that we saw.
Yeah.
On the
and
floor.
the tower was specifically built to have a choke point like that.
Okay. Well, either the doctor can get it open, or maybe I can fly up and go in to open, but that's rather risky. Emaírel is just going to step aside and let. Oh no, it's barred. It's barred. It can't be right. It's barred. It can't be picked.
Mm-hmm.
Evelyn's just standing there in the mist with her head in her hands. Who could have foreseen? The defense tower is defensible.
Inconceivable.
It's like your worst enemy, except that it has 4 walls.
Again. Let's see. That's not useful. That's not useful. I guess maybe Yeah, he's going to. No, we don't want to split. Well, he's going to cast Fly.
Okay. Move action?
That's for this round. None for this round.
Okay, and I assume you cast it on yourself.
Yeah.
Okay. The whites are staying close to Evelyn, so does Monteanu. The skeletons just keep firing straight down. One at Geier, 20 to hit for 1 point. Emaírel, 20 to hit.
Nope.
Womp womp. Wait, isn't that one white too many? No. It's just waiting. More arrows from above. One for the doctor. 19 to hit.
Nope.
Misses. One for Geier. Misses. One for Emaírel. Misses. One boom boom. The dread white hangs out. One more arrow for the doctor. 17 misses, and then it's your turn.
Doctor will give Geier his another extract of bark skin, saying, "Here, drink this. It will make you tougher. Trust
It'll
me.
make me what?
It will make you tougher, like me. Look at me. You see how my skin is coarse? I have concocted this concoction in very specific proportions to make your skin like living armor." This
Interesting. And as Geier starts feeling his skin turn wooden.
Well, I suppose that you will have to drink it yourself because it is just a vial. I spend my action to pass it to you.
Okay. And then we have another arrow coming down. This one is for... Who was last? I think Doctor was last. So this one is for Geier. 17 to hit for 1 point of damage. And then it's your turn.
So I've received a total of 6 damage. Unacceptable.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I have no way to offer any insight of how to open this. Oh, actually, can I use Mage Hand to try and open it from the inside?
It's probably going to be too heavy for Mage Hand, but don't you want to use the extract that you...
Right, yeah. Okay, yeah. I forgot about that. Yes, drink the extract. Does that count as an action?
Yeah, it's a standard.
Okay, then that's my action, and I will step to the side to let the bigger guys walk in.
Yeah. It gives you plus 3 bonus to your natural armor.
If you were thinking about Mage Hand, that can only lift up to 5 pounds. So,
but I just figured maybe there was like something on the inside, like a latch.
No, whatever's barring. If it were a latch, it could possibly work if you had line of sight to it through the crack or something. But no, it's properly barred. Military grade. So no way. Evelyn.
Evelyn sees the issues they're having. How high is the top of the tower from like the base where the actual doors are?
Good question. Why? What's the limit here of your
30
ability?
feet.
30 feet. No, that should still be within reach. Because it's just the second floor.
Okay.
Yeah, so from the bottom it would certainly be within reach.
I mean, Emaírel... Okay, well, I don't know. She's going to say, "Oh, okay, everybody, just stay." Well, this is a concentration spell, isn't it? No, it's not. She yells back to the others, "Everybody come back in this fog. We need to strategize. I have ideas."
Wait, you want us to run right back out there where the arrows are raining down?
They can't get you in the fog. Can you see me? They can't see me. Just get over here.
Oh, yeah.
That's going to be it for her round. Because, I mean, she either runs out and exposes herself and everybody who's with her, or, you know, I don't know. Maybe Emaírel's going to fly up there and kill them all in one round, but...
Yeah.
But that's just going to leave him up there. So
Okay.
That's what she suggests we strategize.
Okay. So, another arrow comes down. This one is for Emaírel, 17 to hit, and then it's your turn.
Well, Emaírel is going to start flying up.
No, I don't think you start flying. What's your fly speed? 60 feet. 40 feet if you wear medium or heavy. Do you wear medium?
Medium, yep.
Okay, so 40 feet. But that's still enough to get there with one move action. Get up there within striking distance.
Okay, and
yeah, so for now, for this round, you would have to attack from the outside of the tower, essentially. So the top of the tower, here, let me just give you a little description. It's open to the elements. It's jagged and battered. It's not like it's a regular defensible position. It's just the ruins of that second floor. But these teeth-like jagged remnants of the outside wall give the skeletal archers quite a bit of cover. So from this angle, so you could use your move action to fly around, or you could attack now, but they would still have cover from you.
Some bit of cover. Okay. What he's going to do is, with the second move action, he's going to fly above and over the wall, basically positioning himself somewhere here.
Okay. All right. So you have 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16 empty eye sockets turned towards you at the same time.
Yep.
Yep, that's what I call a fire day. And Monteano's
waiting.
All right, so that's of course now going to draw all of their arrows.
Yep.
So we have one shot from this guy.
AC is 26.
Okay, that makes it easy. So miss. They
have to roll a natural 20.
Yeah. Miss. Arronax.
I got this. You can deal with the door.
Well, I mean, I can either run back to strategize with Lady Evelyn, or well, we can make use of his sacrifice and deal with the door.
So deal with it.
Yeah. Whatever shall I do with it? Because I have no idea how to actually do that. I can't heal the door. I can't. Well, I can summon a wolf, I guess. And I did not prepare any fly extracts this time. Or gaseous form. So I guess I could try to just blow it up. Why not? It is a stone door, though, right?
It is a stone door.
How thick are the walls?
They're equally solid.
Well, I mean, I think I will try to blow up the door.
All right, let's go for it.
I will take like 5-foot step like this to get into the aiming distance and just check one of my bombs at the door.
Okay, throw it.
Only first one. I clicked. Should be. There we go. The first one.
And they say 23 points of fire, so then that's halved because it's energy damage, which is 11.
Mm-hmm.
And then the hardness is applied, which means there are 3 points of damage left, which doesn't sound like much, but you would think that, well, maybe like a dozen more, and it would probably break.
Well, you look at that. I do have a dozen more.
Yeah.
But, well, I don't think it is probably wise to do this.
Well, it may be your only way to do this, but that's, of course, your call.
You just... just
All right, that was your turn. Another arrow is shot at Emaṛel. And, oh, look at that. It's actually a hit for 4 points of damage. So you yell down, "I got this, take care of the door," and are distracted for a moment, which allows one of their arrows to find a lucky target. And then Geier, your turn.
I think Arronax will use his free action to yell at Evelyn to just make your undead friends to batter it down. I mean, they don't feel pain.
Geier likes it.
All right, Evelyn.
Let's see.
Oh, what was this great plan of yours?
I don't even. Did Geier come over?
Yes.
I am over there.
You just
Oh, you need to go a little further because I'm technically right at the edge of my fog.
That's as far as I could make it.
You can't dash all the way.
That's 60 feet movement.
Well, you can run.
But run. Run 4
Ah,
times your speed.
oh,
In a straight line.
yeah. How far can I get then?
Well,
This was 60?
for example, here.
Yeah, good enough.
Okay.
Just hobbling there, like.
She says, "Well, let's. Since the situation is as it stands, and some of you insist on not listening to me, why don't we just wait and see what Emaṛel is able to accomplish up there before determining our next step?"
I just want everyone to take a proper perspective on this scene. So, the doctor is throwing bombs at the stone door.
Mm-hmm.
On the second floor, we see Emaṛel dealing with almost a dozen skeletons at once, and then there's this huddle of a dread white, regular whites, Geier, Evelyn, and Munteanu figuring out how to beat down a door.
I mean, I honestly didn't. I don't know why we walked right up to it without coming up with some sort of strategy in the first place. But
we don't have an
Because that's what you do. You rush towers.
we walked straight into arrow range without even thinking about the gate. I guess so.
Fuck arrows.
Look, there's no rush, and Emaṛel will surely handle all of those skeletons without any issue. So
It does look like a scene from Order of the Stick.
Yeah, definitely. All right.
unless you guys have a grand plan which you're not sharing with me, I think
It's also-
Emaṛel is he's just going to go up there and beast all of them.
I think it's perfect perfectly in character for Evelyn to blame everyone else for coming unprepared. Like, why did nobody of you think of anything?
Seriously, you all know I can do. I've done this before in the exact same situation. There were enemies shooting arrows at us from the top of a gate, and I did this, and it was fine. You all seem to have forgotten.
Okay, so this is not the time for a scolding. Can we just
I'm just
move
gonna
on?
sit here. I'm just gonna sit here because I have plenty of resources to deal with this, but it doesn't make any sense for me to burn them while you're all running around with your heads you know where.
No, please
Yeah.
clarify.
And another arrow misses its target, and then it's Emerald's turn.
Let me uncheck that. And he is going to hit out at this guy.
This guy, okay. Yeah, you smash him. Bam. That's it?
Yep. Second
Okay.
attack will miss.
Montiano just stands there awkwardly, feeling like he should be able to contribute somehow, but doesn't really know how.
Evelyn's just got her arms crossed. She's tapping her foot.
More arrows coming towards Emaírel. Missing. Wait, missing. And another lucky hit for 7.
Mm-hmm.
And another miss. Doctor.
Well, I suppose at this point I will actually also go my double move like this.
Okay.
Yeah.
And we
Yes,
have
saying,
another.
repeating to Evelyn, just tell your pet monk to blast down the door. I mean, it will be fine.
Geier, it's your turn.
Lady Evelyn, instructions.
Well, it's not her turn yet.
Okay.
Yeah, and then it's
Geiers
Evelyn's
is
turn.
Yeah. She says, well, I can either teleport a bunch of us up to the top, but I will have to expend quite a few resources and some time to do it. Or I can make us all invisible and we can approach the door that way. Would attacking an inanimate object break invisibility, Simon? Or is it only a hostile action against a creature?
Also, do you mean to tell me that I ran there and back only so you can tell me you can turn me invisible to get there again?
Well, yes, but you can remain invisible, and it's an invisibility sphere, okay? You have to be near me for it to work.
Couldn't I just have waited there for you to arrive?
You could keep getting shot at if you like.
No, that's fine.
And to answer your question, it would not break invisibility if you're just damaging an object.
Okay. In that case, she's gonna she'll offer that as a suggestion. I can make us all invisible, and we can stand right at the door and wail on it until it breaks down. If that's really the way you want to go.
No, I will keep my mouth shut.
Well, I mean, this door can be defeated by my own muscles, and I would prefer to conserve my explosives for the someone who sits beyond it. So I would just prefer to use your new hired muscles to do that.
Very well then. I guess. Okay, is that the end of her round? All that strategizing? That's fine.
Yeah, that
Okay.
would be more than 6 seconds.
All right.
And more arrows. Miss Emaírel.
And he is going to be stabbing again.
Which one?
Starting with this guy.
Mm-hmm. That's a miss.
And a miss. 2 misses.
Yeah, and a miss. Okay. Montiano, more arrows. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. And then 1, 2. Missing. And one last one. And then it's the doctor's turn.
Well, there's not much I can do. Just
Okay.
Yeah, fine. Let's do it. Let's do this. The plan, I guess.
All right, Geier.
I'm waiting to be turned invisible, I guess.
Yeah.
Okay, Evelyn.
Okay. Yeah. To be clear, everyone has to be within 10 feet of her. So I would assume that. Can we get them gathered around so she can cast it?
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
Like this.
And she will cast Invisibility Sphere, burning another point of mythic power.
Okay, and this follows you around now.
This is so they have to stick with her in order to remain invisible.
Okay.
So if she's able, if we can get everyone to ready actions and like move together, I assume.
Yeah. I mean, it's gonna be tricky on the initiative thing, but
I mean,
we can just...
they've all been standing around for rounds waiting to move with me, and Aronax and Geier just are like they know this is the plan. So would it be safe to assume we can move forward 30 feet this round?
Yeah, 30 feet for sure.
All right.
And then we have another arrow. 5 misses, and Emaírel, your turn.
I think that very last guy should trigger an AOO from Emaírel.
Oh yeah, because he was firing from waves, and he doesn't really have a way to get out of your reach. Yep.
And he's going to maybe eat a shield to the face.
19 is not enough.
Hmm.
And then it's your regular turn.
And then he's going to go back to stabbing. Oh.
Yeah, that is properly destroyed.
And the second attack will go against this guy.
And that one is also smashed. And then everybody moves. We have more arrows being shot at you. 1, 2, 3. All of them miss.
And maybe they can see like a few bones
falling
sprinkling down here.
Seems like it's going well up there.
There's another lucky shot for 2 points of damage.
Okay.
And then I will just use everyone down here, kind of on the same initiative. Kind of getting closer and closer to the tower. And another shot, 12. And Geier, Evelyn, everybody's just moving at half speed, let's say, to do the coordinated movement. And 22 to hit is not enough. Emaírel, your turn.
That guy gets another shield AO.
This time you hit for 6 points of damage, bashing him with your shield.
And then I think we said there's no 5-foot flight step, so he's going to move here, which would provoke from this guy if he has a melee weapon.
He doesn't have it ready because he's wielding the bow.
And then he's going to try to skewer it and miss.
That's a miss, yeah. Okay, everybody down there moves. Skeletons, okay, not to give them too many. Okay, so that's one shot. Misses. White. One shot and another shot. Misses. Okay, shadow doctor.
Are those provoking from him now?
Oh yeah. Yeah.
This one should. Yep.
I thought that's why you. I thought that's why you moved. It's like
I know it was to get them. Oh, I totally forgot. These guys should have been provoking too. Yeah. Well. Oh well. Well, they're gonna get the spear now. Maybe.
Yep. You smash this one, and
it's
you
just
smash.
A stab monster.
Smash that one. Especially like he's not even wielding the right weapon.
Yeah.
It's a sock full of pennies.
That would work. Like, that would work better against skeletons than a spear. Crying out loud. Anyway, but that skeleton still would get off a shot without provoking and misses. And then, okay, so you don't have it that far to the tower. It only takes you one move action to close the rest of the distance. So Geier, Evelyn, and Arronax, you get a standard action this round.
She would be commanding the monk lady to get up to the gate and Montianu, I guess, as well, and to have them like start trying to break it down because I think they're the most apt at this.
Okay. And Doctor and Geier, just stop me if you want to do something. Otherwise, I'm just gonna continue.
No, there's nothing to be done.
Okay, yeah, so the white is going to just bash its fists against the gate. Doing nothing.
I was afraid of this part too, but
And let's see if that skeleton is even still.
Can I have
animated.
Montiano make a go at it?
Oh yeah, sure.
He does have a magic rapier. I don't know if that helps at all. A rapier against a fucking stone door. I don't know.
Unless it's adamantium, it wouldn't help.
Okay. But does 17 points of damage do anything though?
Precision damage against the door. I don't know.
How
Finds a
magic?
crack in the facade.
Yeah, something like that.
How strongly magical the
8,
repair
9.
is?
Okay, so that's a little bit of damage. That like he rams his rapier into a crack and tries to like apply get some leverage, widens the crack a little bit.
Okay.
Another skeleton moves and then shoots and misses. Emaírel, your turn.
Okay, so that guy moved. Emaírel is going to move over here and target this guy.
Okay,
18 is a miss.
that's a miss. And we have the whites down there, which won't help much. And Montiano. Yep, Montiano. Oh, wow.
Does he crit the door?
He crits the door
For 20.
for 16. 16
1
plus
second,
6,
be right back.
22 minus 8. So that's 14. All right, yeah. Well, there are large cracks in the door, opening up, and then he has an iterative.
Yeah, I bet it's just a 12. I don't know if that.
It's enough to hit a door. Yeah.
Okay.
Unless it,
Like AC 5 or 10?
it should be 5.
It's another 17 points then.
So yeah, and that's enough to break down the door.
Evelyn says very carefully, "If you step away from me, you'll become visible again. So think carefully."
Okay, let's see what happens up there.
I should ask Simon, how much longer are we planning to go tonight, by the way?
Well, I didn't expect the door would be the final enemy tonight. I guess not much longer.
I mean, it doesn't have a keyhole. What did you expect?
At a certain point, I will have to step away.
No, not much longer. But really not that much longer. Just a few minutes.
All right.
Okay, so we have another skeleton up there shooting and provoking because there's nowhere else to go. And you smash it, and then we have the whites downstairs, which are still waiting for a command from their leader. She is waiting for a command from Evelyn now that the door has been beaten down. Doctor, your turn.
Well, I might as well take a peek inside, just on the edge of invisibility field.
Mm-hmm. So you step all the way to the edge, hearing Evelyn take a sharp breath, I assume. Something like... and you see that the foyer is actually in relatively good shape. The walls display several stone sundials. A doorway to the southwest, which would be the one... Wait, where's the southwest? Yeah, well, the to the right, that thing to the right here, that's a doorway, empty doorway at this point, that opens to a small rubble-strewn antechamber. And there's a makeshift curtain of woolen blankets that blocks another doorway over here. And we have more skeletons up there fighting. Is that... Yeah, that one can still attack. It's going to move a little bit. No, it can't, actually. And it's just going to provoke. And misses. But it has fulfilled its purpose, which is distract Emaírel. Geier, your turn.
Geier will quietly take a step forward and wait for the others to go in.
Okay, Evelyn.
Okay. Assuming that, I mean, I don't know. This gets weird. because the doctor moved, but can he? I mean, I don't know. They haven't said they're doing this, but could it be assumed that they're readying actions to continue moving with her as she like steps in, or do?
Well, I still
What?
have standard action left. I can ready that too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's assume that's what happened.
Yeah. She's basically trying to just move in and make sure everyone stays in the sphere as she shifts probably through that open side to the right. So she'll move like.
Maybe you want to shift to the left.
Oh.
Yeah. Maybe you do want to do that.
Okay. She'll. Like this, you're saying?
Yeah.
Okay.
And then everybody.
She'll be
Almost.
commanding her minions. Everyone move quietly. We're invisible.
And so they do, or at least try to. I mean, the whites are definitely very stealthy, so
yeah,
that's not a problem. Skeleton shoots and misses. Emaírel, your turn.
And Emaírel is going to fly charge it.
Whoa, and you just bash it to pieces. And you can look straight down and see no one.
That was going to be the question. So from here, is it?
Yeah, it's just straight down.
Clear view up to the ground floor, down to the ground floor.
Yep.
Okay. Okay. Well, I think.
But only to that central. If you see that the tower itself is round, but like the ground floor is actually
wider than that.
It's wider than that, so you can only see the inner round part from up there.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay, the whites are done, and Montiano.
Evelyn's kind of like gonna gesture, and he's gonna try to move. He's gonna try and get a good look at that the makeshift curtain, and assuming it looks okay, just kind of try and move through it.
Okay. So he gently pushes through, and he sees the northern antechamber, which is a long chamber that runs from the foyer to the rear of the tower, and it ends in a mountain of collapsed rubble. And at the far end of the room stands a large, like, pavilion of some sort. And there are, in fact, two creatures that are busily at work. One is preparing a still life for the other one to paint. And the still life itself is made up of vivisected parts of partially decomposed bodies. And the other creature is a hooded human who is producing beautiful watercolors from those. He looks something like that. So definitely a good guy. Barely recognizable as human, but you're pretty sure he's human, but very much suffused by necromantic energies. And the other creature is just a shambling mass of flesh with a barely or vaguely humanoid shape that seems to be serving it and like just arranging everything neatly so he can get a better way to paint. And that's where we're gonna stop because that's better than a door.
Are those Are those the red spirit thingies that were flying around? Were they similar to the whatever it is that we faced in the tavern, like in the very first nights?
No, they're not. They're just a little bit of creative license illustrating the evil energies that surround this person.
All right. Okay. I do have to run, but thank you very much, Simon. That was a lot of fun.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Definitely.
Yeah, good night.
Looking forward to the final.